All right, guys. Just thought I'd do sort of quick reaction video to Tyrone Magnus's video talking. He said criticizing the trailer, Street Fighter trailer. I find it really interesting. I just thought I'd talk about it a little bit like I would say straight up front, like I'm a massive fan of Tyrone Magnus. Definitely go to his channel and subscribe to his channel. I watch his videos all the time. He's actually a big inspiration to me. I love his opinions. I love his takes on things. I tend to agree with so many things. I find his I find his video I find his video fascinating about the Street Fighter trailer. We watch a bit of this.
All right, it's rant time. It's rant time. Okay, so after watching the Street Fighter teaser sneak peek that they put out at the Game Awards last night, as you know, I was very disappointed with them. And the main reason why I was disappointed with them is because clearly they haven't learned from what they did with the Van Damme movie. And it is what it is. They're going to stupefy it. They're going to goofify it. They're going to make it into something that it shouldn't been and never was. Now, one comment that I saw the most, no, not the most, but one of the comments that I saw, and I saw it and then I disregarded it. And then I saw someone else write it again, disregarded it. Then I saw someone else, I was like, what are they talking about? And the comment that I saw was, well, Street Fighter is goofy. That's the way it's supposed to be. No. Listen, I was there from the inception of Street Fighter 2, okay? Street Fighter 1, people like that game, okay? They like that. Street Fighter 2 was a worldwide phenomenon. And when it came out, arcades were full of people losing their minds over this.
Yeah, I tend to agree with him on this. Like, you know, Street Fighter is a big game, huge game, huge hit. Like, I personally really liked the trailer. This is fascinating. I find this really fascinating. But people's opinions can have can be wildly different. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. Tyrone is a massive Street Fighter fan. I don't think I don't think it's goofy. It's more for me. It's more fun, right? It's fun. It's silly. It's not taking itself seriously, which I think I think personally is a good move. I don't think Street Fighter, they could definitely do a version where they take it very seriously and it's very grounded. They could try that, but I think erring on the side of fun, right? Hadouken, you know, Atsumaki, it's all like larger than life characters. Silly, isn't it? Like silly, not really silly. Lighthearted, colourful, larger than life characters, tons of action is what Street Fighter is. To me, anyway. Like I don't know. It's really all down to what the team that are making the film, what their vision is, or what Capcom wants. But I think erring on the side of not silly but more lighthearted, more fun, right? Fun. Street Fighter is a fundamentally very colourful, larger than life characters fighting each other. You know, it's not taking itself seriously. If they took itself seriously, maybe it wouldn't come across well for me. But like I totally respect his opinion. I respect anybody's opinion. I'll definitely listen to anybody's opinion. Just he didn't like. I don't go in expecting something, really. I don't, because if you're expecting something, you're just not going to maybe you're just going to become disappointed. But
Okay, and you had translations to the home consoles. Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo and for Sega Genesis. Classics. Okay, Super Street Fighter was so popular that the Japanese who created the game decided to do an animated movie, an anime. That movie is not stupid, campy, or goofy, or comedic in any way. It is their true serious take on the story of Ryu and Ken, best friends, okay? And their journey running into M. Bison. As a matter of fact, if you play Street Fighter Alpha, the Alpha series, the fight between Ryu and Sagat on the grass, in the grassy field, with the lightning in the background, the clouded with one of the most favorite stages of people, they got that from the animated movie. The fact that Bison can teleport.
I did actually, just a quick note, I did actually pick up the Capcom Fighting Collection #2. I think these collections are really, really great. But yeah, let's keep it.
In future games, they got that from the animated movie. The fact that he throws balls of psycho power, they got that from the animated movie, the anime. Okay? These responses remind me of, it makes me think that it's similar to how someone would say, oh, well, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are supposed to be goofy. No, they're not. If you look at the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was very graphic and gory and...
Yeah, no, he's dead right. Like, goofy isn't the right word. Goofy isn't the right word. You know, listen, I'm not Capcom. I don't work. I don't work for Capcom. You know, it's like, it's really, you know, it's down to whatever the people, the visionaries, the people that are working on whatever they're doing on the day, whatever they're feeling on the day. But I don't think Goofy's the right. It's entertainment. It's entertainment, and it's fun. It's larger than life characters. It's, you know, over the top action, really quick over the top action, colorful, quick, engaging, highly engaging, because Street Fighter is a game, is necessarily a game. Listen, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, but that's what I see. Like, that was the first me seeing the Street Fighter teaser at the Game Awards was really the first time I saw the Street Fighter movie or ending of it. But like, I was aware that it was coming out, and I'm excited about it because I know the Mortal Kombat 2 they're doing Mortal Kombat, that's been delayed. But I am a big Capcom fan in general. Yeah, Goofy isn't the right, you know. It would be like, I would say this about Lord of the Rings. You could get like 10 mega corporations, right? All of them making Street Fighter the movie all at the same time. Each version of each company making Street Fighter would be completely different to the other versions of Street Fighter. Like, that's the thing. That's why I don't really go in and say, I want Street Fighter to be this way, or I want Street Fighter to be that way. I don't. They could try a grounded like the Batman, like a serious version of it, but I don't think it would be. I'm not sure if it would work. So, you know, they test it out and think, oh, this would do work, and then they would do auditions to be who would play Ryu, who would play M. Bison. Like, it's a big honor to play one of those characters. These are very famous characters. This is a very, very, very big game. Like, and Street Fighter 6 is widely successful. So it's sort of great that we're getting a movie. Like, they did do more movies in the past, but Jean-Claude Van Damme and all that. Maybe they weren't so successful, but this could be successful. But I think Goofy isn't really. I don't think it's goofy. It's supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be fun, not funny, yeah, but silly. Yes, silly is not the word. See, you could say Minecraft the movie was silly, or Minecraft the movie was goofy. I don't think it's goofy. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's larger than life characters, um, sort of going at each other in colorful, vibrant, very fast pace. Very fast pace. That's my take on it. But
Serious. They were a parody of certain ideas as far as comic books go, but they made it very dark, gritty, and serious. It's almost like someone woke up and their only experience of Batman was the Adam West series. And then their next experience of Batman was Batman and Robin. And they hear people talking about how goofy, stupid, and campy they made it. And they're like, well, that's supposed to be Batman. No, it's not supposed to be Batman. Batman has had goofy versions of him. If you look in the beginning, it was dark. He shot people. He killed people. He hung a dude from his helicopter. He hung him from his helicopter. Okay?
Okay, yeah. That's totally fair enough. Like as I say, massive fan of Tyrone Magnus, and I will listen to any opinions. Like that's the thing. It's they could try maybe in the future try a serious version of Street Fighter, but maybe they will. But this is just what they're going with right now. This is what they're doing right now. This is just like serious. You know, again with the Batman, you could do serious versions of Batman, and then like classic old school Batman where it is not serious. You know, it's like again DC Comics producing Batman, and maybe they will do a serious version of Batman. Whoever the director is, whoever the team is behind the camera, they feel like that's their vision, or that's whatever they're doing on the day. But serious, serious. Comedy is it's like I was involved in a group, in a drama group, and I was kind of saying, I want to do Shakespeare, but they were like, oh no, we just do comedies, Shakespeare is just too serious, but we want to entertain people, and comedy is sort of sometimes harder to do than the serious stuff, but it's fascinating, but I think what would be better is serious versions of Street Fighter and light-hearted versions of Street Fighter, or Batman, serious versions of Batman, and then more light-hearted, silly, whimsical versions of the Batman. I think more variety is the richness, right? But
so I thought to myself, these people couldn't have seen the anime movie. And I suggest you watch the subtitled version. The American version is good, but it's not as good as the subtitled version. But watch either version that you want. Neither are fun.
That's fair enough. But my take would be, obviously Capcom would be highly aware of all their material, how their material was received in the general public. That's my as I say, I don't work for Capcom. I could be changeover in managers, could be changeover in the vision. This is a big franchise. It's like Star Wars. I think I think Star Wars can come back. Star Wars can come back easily. They just need other people in the background making it, and their vision of whatever it is, it's their they impose their own vision, their own style, their own artistic judgments. Like this Street Fighter trailer looks, production wise, very high quality, photography and everything. Entertainment. I enjoyed it. I don't know much about it, but I think the characters look great. I think Chun-Li, she looks fantastic. Campy looks great. David Malchin, I think he's an interesting bison, like, but silly. I'm not sure. It's not a joke. It's, you know, a joke. Um, it's interesting. We'll go.
Okay, watch that. It's a must before you say, "Oh yeah, Street Fighter's supposed to be goofy." No. Second, I suggest that you watch Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V was another adaptation of the Street Fighter story. It was a series that came out in Japan. Another anime. Now that one personally, I watched only in English because that's how I got it, okay? I originally got the Street Fighter animated movie in Japanese and I got used to that. But then when I heard the dub, I realized a lot of the subtitle was better than the dub, and that's why I say watch it that way. But Street Fighter V was also serious. It was a serious take on Ryu and Ken's journey around the world, honing their skills, learning about Hado, learning how to do the Hadouken, and you gotta see it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I've seen this, but again, like, we haven't seen the full movie. There might be serious bits in the movie, like compelling, heartfelt, emotional, serious snippets in the movie, but I think the job of these teasers, the job of these trailers, is to get people to get it in front of as much eyeballs as possible. Go, wow, oh my God, have you seen this? This is ridiculous, man. This Street Fighter movie. You know, that's sort of marketing. That's just like, wow, you know, get people talking about it. Maybe you can maybe you can say, oh, these actors, they're just going to joke it up. They're just going to make it look silly. But we haven't actually seen the full product, and sometimes and comedy or elements of comedy is harder to do than seriousness. But that's interesting.
It's not funny. What made you think it was funny is that stupid animated series over here in the United States, which as a super Street Fighter 2 fan, no pun intended, I started watching. And I couldn't believe what they did to it. And of course, the Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter movie that they brought out, which is absolute, it's an abomination, okay? To many of you, I know, it's a guilty pleasure. That's fine. There's bad movies that I like to watch. I like watching Revenge of the Fallen because they made Optimus such a badass in that movie. But that's my only reasons for watching it. Because you grew up watching that stupid animated series and that dumb movie, you think, oh, this is supposed to be, that Street Fighter's supposed to be goofy. Oh, of course. No, it's not supposed to be goofy. The greatest live action version of Street Fighter 2 is Assassin's Fist, okay? When I saw that, I was like, I cannot believe the fans put together something so accurate and badass. Imagine if this crew was given millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to make this. You watch the animated movie and you tell me if Bison is supposed to look like that. You watch the animated movie and you tell me if any of those characters are supposed to look like that. Okay? There are human real life representations that you can get to play these characters that look close. Okay? Mortal Kombat, the 1995 version, was, to many of us, and still is, basically the greatest, video game movie ever made. Because even though they changed certain things, they got really damn close with their choices of the characters, with, how they portrayed them. And they even made Liu Kang the hero, which Liu Kang is the hero. Like, who would have thought? You followed the story. Like I said, there were certain changes that they made that I didn't like. Like, I didn't like that Reptile. I didn't like that he was that little, I didn't like that. But when I saw that part when Liu Kang threw him into that thing and it grabbed him and wrapped him up, and in my mind, in the theater, I was like, is this thing going to turn him into the Reptile that we know him to be? And it shape shifted and morphed Reptile. And I was like, yo, the crowd went insane on that Liu Kang. See, the three best fights. The two best fights in that movie are Johnny Cage and Scorpion and Liu Kang and Reptile. Those are the two best fights. You know what I mean? Those are the only two that I really care about. They really threw away Sub-Zero. I don't like how they did that fight. I was just like, are you serious? Making a mockery of Sub-Zero here, how quick this was. And it just said, no, absolutely not. The fight with him and Shang Tsung was good, but those two are you know what I mean? So Mortal Kombat isn't a stupid, goofy thing. I saw somebody write something about that's why that last Mortal Kombat movie failed, because it took itself too seriously. I'm like, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, like not even the video games, all their storylines have been serious. You don't have to make something campy and goofy to make it a success. So in closing, I'm letting you know that before you say that Street Fighter's supposed to be campy, goofy, stupid, silly, lighthearted, your homework for today and the rest of the month, because Street Fighter V is pretty long, you watch the first Street Fighter 2 movie, the animated version from Japan, the anime, either subtitled or the American dubbed version. Then you watch Street Fighter V. Then you watch Assassin's Fist. Then you tell me if it's really supposed to be stupid and goofy, okay? And the first two come from the people that made the game.
Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. But just my take is, it's meant to be like, it should be this way or should be that way. That's fascinating. That's passion, man. That's passion. That's passion. That's that's what I see. Like Tyrone is just saying, listen, he's a massive fan. He's a massive fan. But that's interesting. I never go in saying it should be this way, or like it's whatever. It's whatever. The creatives of Street Fighter, producing this movie, and whatever their vision is, and whatever the director's sensibilities, the director's, again, it's artwork. So it's like lots of people will have different opinions on, or different, what Street Fighter means to them, and that's fascinating. That's love, man. That's love. Like but again, I'm definitely not disagreeing with Tyrone here. Definitely, I'm a massive fan of his videos. I really like his opinions, and I just think maybe it didn't hit him right. The trailer didn't hit him right. but he may check out the movie when it comes out. But let's
Okay. And they've had their dumb parodies about Street Fighter over there. I've seen some of their commercials and stuff like that. But when it got down to it, the real true translations of the game to anime, okay, we're serious. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, you can have something be goofy and campy and silly and badass all at the same time. And I believe that the perfect version of that is Thor Ragnarok. I was very worried as a fan, because Thor's more of a serious character, that they were going to truly destroy it. Now, Thor Love and Thunder is something different. But the perfect blend of comedy and badassery is Thor Ragnarok. I remember being so worried sitting in the theater. I'll never forget that first opening scene. He's sitting there making all those jokes. He's sitting in the cage, and there's that skeleton across from him. He's making all these jokes, and and he gets down there and he's talking to, I forgot what his name is, and and it's going, and I laughed at a few of the jokes. And then he broke out of the chains and he started fighting, and I was just like, okay, all right, okay, let's see what you got, Taika. Okay, and as the movie went on, I was like, yo, I'm loving this.
I might leave it there for now. I want to keep the video relatively short, but just definitely go to Tyrone Magnus' channel. Definitely check him out. Like I love different opinions. I'm excited for the movie. Definitely check out the movie, but maybe the goal. Well, the main goal of a trailer is to get a reaction, but like silly and goofy, I'm not really sure. Silly and goofy. That's an interesting. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like they could another director, another team of people could try Street Fighter, another version of Street Fighter, 5 years from now, and they're doing it really grounded, really seriously, but that version might seem goofy and silly or irreverent, or a sort of mockery to Tyrone. It's artwork can hit people in different ways, but that's interesting. It's really interesting, really interesting. Really interesting. But I might leave it there for now. But thanks very much for watching. If you did, definitely smash that like button if you like the video, or subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Like I want to upload videos more often. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in another video. So see you then. Bye.